I wanted to mention a couple things for customers of the VeloPro. When you receive your VeloPro, there's a couple things you really just need to know. Obviously, these are different than any cycling shoe that you've probably ever owned before. So, you know, they're very purpose-built. They're for the track. They're not a cushy fit. They're all business. So when you get these shoes, I think the most important thing to know is that when you're going to put this shoe on, you know, you unlatch the shoe, and whenever you spread it open, all you want to do is just spread the shoe like this to get your foot in. You don't want to just lift on this carbon. I mean, this is obviously flexible, but it's not necessary to just pull this up, because the difficulty with these shoes is the getting your foot in. So whenever you're putting your foot in, just spread the shoe like this, and this power strap here will open up to how it's needed. You want to limit the amount that you pull on this. It's carbon, and obviously you'll start to get some stress cracks in it somewhere if you tend to do that. I've already had one customer hand his new shoes to a person who wasn't familiar with them, and they did that and put a stress crack. So you also want to be careful when you're showing these people these shoes. A lot of people are going to be wanting to put their hands on them, but you know, they're very specialized. So you just want to be careful with that. Really, that's the main thing, is just when you're putting these on, you want to just spread from here and let this open and close how it needs to close. Don't flip it up. Another thing I want to mention is this carbon cover is bonded on with a really aggressive, flexible epoxy adhesive. And when the shoes are new, there's a large band of that epoxy that's right here. But sometimes there's little tentacles of that epoxy that kind of squeezed up. And when you're first putting these on, those little tentacles of adhesive may pop and crack and break loose. And so you may hear some creaking and cracking the first few times you're riding on the shoes. And don't be alarmed by that. The major band of adhesion will always be there. You're just breaking free those little tentacles. Really, the only other thing to know about these shoes, you might already be aware, is there is a carbon door inside these if you ever needed to change this plate. These are stainless steel. I haven't really had anybody ever need to change them, but you can change them if needed. Now, on these carbon shoes, you likely will have to send the shoe to me to have me change it, because they're a little more tricky to get the door in and out correctly. And a lot of that's going to depend on the foot size. Like this shoe here is a smaller size shoe. So this one's definitely more difficult to get that door in and out. But on a larger shoe, you might be able to manage it on your own, but it's really going to be a case-by-case basis. So, yeah, that's just a few points I wanted to touch out when you first get them. So let me know if you have any questions.